The perks of promoting people. When an employee leaves a business, many companies face the pressure of recruiting talent in a tight labour market. Yet with the right planning, the perfect hire could already be on your team. By Abigail Mirison. This article is edited for audio purposes. Article begins. It's not much fun being a hiring manager right now. Unemployment is sitting at 3.5% in Australia, 3.4% in New Zealand, 3.3% in Hong Kong, and just 1.9% in Singapore. If you're looking to recruit a new team member or manager, the pickings are slim. The good news is that the talent you might need might be right under your nose. Kushla Moore, HR specialist at Moore HR in Hamilton, New Zealand, is a huge advocate for promoting from within. She says, "Too often you see good people miss out on a promotion, and not long after that they end up going elsewhere into a bigger role where they do amazingly well." Sometimes hiring managers or employers can think that the grass is greener on the other side and recruit externally, when they actually have some pretty good capability right in front of them. Travis Steele, CPA, co-founder and director of advisory and consultancy firm Cadence, says good managers know the key motivations of their team members and which key staff members they cannot afford to lose. Steele says if they cannot answer that, it's a serious red flag that their communication and their relationships with staff need work. He adds, if someone has resigned, it should not have caught you by surprise. Right now, the reality is that people are getting tapped on the shoulder from a variety of sources. Have you been proactive in grooming and developing your internal talent? Are they ready to step into the role? Managers should work to develop a good understanding of each team member's aspirations and abilities, and draft a succession plan that outlines who will be ready to be promoted and when. Steele says internal promotions can form part of a retention strategy. While many companies may talk about offering their employees opportunities to grow and climb the career ladder, seeing your colleagues promoted shows that a company walks the talk. Recruitment expert founder Michael Edelstein, CPA, explains that firms want to hire someone who can do the job, who ideally has experience in a similar role. However, candidates are asking for a challenge and learning opportunities. He adds, if you hire someone to do exactly what they've done before, why would they stay except for the money? If you focus on reskilling and upskilling existing staff to take on new roles, you have the perfect engagement and retention strategy and employee value proposition. The flip side is the risk businesses run if there are no clear progression pathways available. Edelstein says, when your people are performing consistently well and are already operating at the next level, then they need to be recognised and promoted, otherwise you risk losing them. Also, they're more likely to negotiate the salary when offered a promotion. In a tight labour market, it's also important not to try and lowball an internal candidate. People are much savvier about their market value now. An internal promotion is still a cost-effective choice. Apart from not paying external recruitment fees, companies have the advantage of the newly promoted employee being familiar with the company culture and systems, so they can get up to speed faster in their new role. You also know what other non-monetary perks are important to them, so you can make a compelling offer. Promoting from within may be a great option, but it cannot come at the expense of business priorities. If the company or department is going through transformation or a restructure, they may still need to look externally for the key skills and qualities needed for that new direction. On the other hand, there may simply not be a succession plan. Edelstein says, many baby boomer partners of small firms are in this position, and where they may have a good practice, but no one wants to step up and take the responsibility, financial or otherwise, of buying the practice. Travis Steele adds, if you want to go through an IPO, initial public offering, or make big changes to systems and processes, you might need someone who has related experience to guide the team through that, or someone from a competitor or other entity that may bring fresh ideas. Edelstein agrees and says, you should never promote people purely due to tenure or loyalty. Promotion should be based on merit and business needs. Kushla Moore says that another consideration is company culture. A team member may be technically capable of taking on a role, but they might not have the natural behaviours you're trying to foster in the organisation. She says, you need to bring in someone who is highly engaged and has the people skills to bring others on board with them. That is difficult to build in somebody unless it has been developed over years and years. You are either an engaging leader or you're not. What is the way forward if you're unsure about whether your internal candidates are ready to step up into a new role? It's not uncommon for businesses to have a policy of advertising all positions internally and externally, especially for senior and C-suite roles. Moore says, some organisations pay really good money to external recruitment agencies. I have still seen them land on internal candidates, but they know they've explored the options. Even if you think you have somebody who could step up to the mark, you want to have that confidence you're not just filling a role with the best you currently have in your business. You're filling it with the best person available in the market at that time. Sometimes a team member might apply for a role they ultimately do not get. Disappointment is natural, and the business needs thoughtful feedback. An internal candidate's response to an unsuccessful application partly depends on feedback given after the recruitment process, as well as conversations they've had about their performance with their manager previously. Edelstein says that having clear and objective KPIs in place can help, because it will be self-explanatory to everyone when the right person is hired. Having open, frank discussions throughout a team member's tenure about their progress, goals, and the company's expectations helps with this. Moore adds, it's just as important to afford candidate care to your internal applicants as it is to your external applicants. You have to provide them with open, honest feedback on where they came up short compared with a successful candidate. From there, Moore says you can develop a plan to help the individual fill those skills gaps so they are prepared when another opportunity comes up.